there's only one issue that human beings have. Well, maybe two. You need to repent, meaning you need to drop the anger. You need to overcome the anger so that God can draw you into the kingdom of the light, of love, right? And in the kingdom of love, he would change everything. Everything would change just like that, would start to change. You would start to see. And I'm fortunate in that I talk to people around the world. Really, I really do. Almost every day, but not quite every day. And all kind of races of people, men and women and everything. And everybody got the same issue. There are no new issues. There are no new issues. One thing that all human beings have in common, except all adults, except for children, and they're working on it. Everybody have vices. And everybody is trying to fight the vices rather than overcoming the heart, overcoming anger. Because they think that they can fight the vices, and then they fight one another with each other's vices. I talk to hermaphrodites. You know what that is? I literally have counseled 5 hermaphrodites. It's the same issue, same complaint. They're in there, they have hatred in their hearts because they're angry, and they live in their imagination. And they're trying to resolve the wrong problem. We cannot change anything of ourselves. I've talked to lesbians, homosexuals, drug addicts. I talked to a guy who just got out of prison, and he said that somehow or another he heard my show while in prison. Somebody told him about it. And one thing that happens in the prison is that when people come in for different crimes, if they molest children or beat up the woman or something, apparently the other inmate jump on that person. They'll beat up that person, right? As though the crime that they committed was better than the person that's coming in. And this guy said that after listening to my show and getting to know himself, he realized that the crime he had committed was as bad as the one as the rapist or whatever, right? But he didn't realize that because he was judging them, thinking that their crime was worse than others. And he started telling some of the other guys about it, and they stopped beating up people because they realized they were no better than anyone else. Everybody has something they're into because they're born into sin, into a fallen state. I know men and women who are judging one another. I know men who are sleeping with their brother's wife. And they are judging other people, and they still having sex with the brother's wife. I'm like, what the? But they think their stuff is not as bad as somebody else's stuff. Anybody ever done that? You think your little vice is not as bad as the next person's vice, so you judge the next person, right? We absolutely cannot judge one another because what you do to others come back on you. When you think you're judging someone else, you're judging yourself. But everybody, it's the same thing around the world. It's the same fight. And I realized what happened to me is when I was sick that time, a while back now, I realized I couldn't make myself well. I didn't want to be sick. I wanted to come to work. I wanted to do my show and thing. But I realized I could not make myself well. So I just let go. I'm saying, I'm going to just let go and let this thing pass, right? And then I realized from there that I'm going to be all in with everything. No more fighting anything. I'm giving up the fight and let life just happen through me. And it was the best decision that I've ever made. And I didn't make the decision, I sought to make the decision, right? And I realized by counseling with all kinds of people, and I'm fortunate that I talk to people because the cause and effect is the same, but the way people react to it is the same. It's no different. It really is no different. And so I realized that there's not but one issue, primary issue that you have, is your imagination. Every dark thing that you do come from the imagination. All your vices come from the imagination. If you didn't have the imagination, you wouldn't have the vices. You wouldn't be an alcoholic or a drug addict or a hater, or you wouldn't try to, or jealous or envious or with strife. You wouldn't try. It would be impossible to hurt your fellow man if you didn't live in your imagination. If you really, really pay attention, everything that's wrong with you comes from their thoughts, from their imagination. your fear, your shy, your insecurities, your whatever your vice may be, it all comes from the imagination. And that's why God said, bring every thought into captivity. Every thought. All thoughts are all lies all the time. There's no such thing as a true thought at all. Not one iota. And if you can overcome thoughts, you can be free just like that. You will live in this world and not be impacted by the world at all. It's so amazing. It really is. If you had truckloads of friends, well, nobody have friends anyway. You do realize that, right? Nobody like each other. It's all fake. You like one another until you disagree, then you don't like each other, right? Because nobody like each other. Family members don't like each other. Husband and wife don't like each other. It's all fake because it's based on emotional love that comes from the imagination. God said that the sin is of the heart. It's not when you carry it out, when you do the sin. It's of the heart. It's what causes you to do it. That's where the sin is. So you got to, all you have to do is overcome the thoughts and you can be free. You could be alone and not even care. You could be with a crowd and not even care. It would be nothing missing. It's all in the imagination. It's all in the thoughts. The real you have no problems. None. Zero problem. Not you have the problems. The thing that you identify with. You're trying to get an identity from it, and that's the problem. We have no problem. It's an illusion. Life is really, outside of the darkness of the imagination, life is amazing. If you want to be free, you got to get to know yourself. You got to keep your eyes on you. Ain't nobody no good. Everybody's evil. Everyone has an evil heart, except the one or two people who have been blessed enough to start recognizing that the imagination is their enemy and not their friend. And there are one or two, because most people, you notice, they'll get on that straight and narrow path, but something throw them off just like that. One little incident, they're gone. They're off the path. And that's because they really don't want to be on that straight and narrow. They love their misery. They don't want to be on that straight and narrow. They pretend they don't love their misery, but they do. I've counseled with people who just love complaining. I'm like, shut up. Can't you hear yourself? They don't want you to take their misery away from them. They'll beat you up if you try to take their complaining away. Have you ever met someone that loved complaining? They'll go on for an hour. Real mama. They love complaining. They don't want you to take their misery away. Most people love their misery. They pretend they don't, but they really do, because you tell them how to overcome it, they don't. They really don't. But you only have one problem. You identify with the imagination, with thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time. I counseled with a couple this week, and I won't say their name, but it's prevalent. It's not just the one couple. And the wife, father cheated on the mother, according to this man's wife. The father cheated on her mother when she was little. And so she identified with the mother, because the mother played victim. Women are not victims. Women are not victims. And men, y'all can't save a woman. Stop. I know men who are taking on other men and women because the woman said, my husband was mean to me. My husband beat me. My husband this. And so they'll feel sorry for that woman and take her as his woman, and then she does the same thing to him. Isn't that amazing? You can't save anyone. But anyway, so this woman said that her father cheated on the mother. And so without realizing, she identified with the mother, so she didn't like the father anymore. And so what happened was she became an adult, she got married, and she cheated on her husband. And the reason she cheated on her husband was because she thought all men were the same. Satan told her that. So, but her husband has never cheated on her at all. And now she's afraid that the husband is going to cheat on her, and you can't get any logic in her mind at all. Your husband's not cheating. Your husband's not going to, yes, he will. He's going to cheat. I'm like, all right, you're going to drive him to cheat. And when he cheats, you're going to blame him for it. It's a mess. It's in the imagination. All of your fears, all of your doubts, all of your worries, all of your jealousy and envy and strife and trying to hurt one another is in the imagination. Really. You overcome thoughts, you'll be free. You have identified with the wrong thing. Anyway, I saw a couple of hands. I saw here first. Does that make sense a little bit? Every human being living their thoughts. Every human being. And that's why everything around you is so important to you. The world is not important. I was looking at Putin, and I'm paying attention to him. And then this other guy, right, in Ukraine. And Putin reminded me of Trump. I remember when Donald Trump announced that he was running for president, all hell broke loose. And the people tried to stop him. They couldn't stop him. And once he got in, they attacked. They couldn't, it didn't matter to him. He did what he had to do. And Putin seemed to be, now I don't know why they're fighting. I don't know what's going on in Russia. But Putin is smarter than the whole world. The whole world wonder, how can we get this man? Even dumb Condoleezza Rice said, he must be crazy. I think he's crazy. I don't think he's crazy. I think he's very smart. Very smart. And that is in us to be that way, but you got to come out of the darkness. You can't be of the world and like the world. You have to be in it, but not of it. And the world lives in the imagination and emotions. The devil does not know he's the devil. The devil thinks he's the light. He thinks he's an angel of light. And the proof, we'll look at his children. Anyone that has anger, anyone that has one iota of anger is a son or a daughter of Satan. But they don't know they're the devil. They think they are of love. They think they're of love because they smile at you a certain way, or they may say something nice, or they may try to hurt someone. They'll tell themselves they're trying to help. They gossip. They lie, they steal. But they don't realize that they are of the devil. They are devils, and that they have Satan nature. They think that they are Christians. Christians do that to one another too, right? They think they're of God. They think they're Christians when they're really devils. Satan does not know he's the devil, and you can see it in his children. They don't know they're the devil. To get revenge is devil. But in their mind, someone said in their mind, they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're helping, when really they're trying to destroy you. They're trying to hurt you. When your mama follow you to West Hell, when your mama calling you every morning, how you doing, babe? Mama, need $1. You coming over? Or when you tell her, stay away from me, I want to have my family. She doesn't know she's the devil. When fathers can't deal with mothers and protect their children from the mother, they don't know that they're devils. They don't know that. Anyone who has not been born of the Father is a devil. And you think you're the angel of light. Anyone that makes decisions is a devil, because you think you're making your own decisions. Anyone that have a plan in life is the devil, because you think you know what you want. You think you know what you want. You're the devil. All in the name of Jesus. Anyone that has ideas is the devil, but you don't know you're the devil. Anyone that think they know how life should go, it's the devil. Of ourselves, we know nothing. Of ourselves, we are nothing. We can do nothing. We know nothing. You have to be all in with God, or you're all in with Satan. You're all in with God, or you're all in with Satan. And one of the ways to know that you're all in with God, you have no plan. You don't try to stop anything from happening. You allow life to just happen, whether it seems bad or good. You let it happen. Don't put up a fight. And you will see that God is with you. Just like Satan been with you, you will see that God is with you. He'll save you from all this mess. And you'll be in this world and the war going on and everybody wearing masks and people freaking out. They're selling their products and everything, right? You will see not to do it. And you will see when to do it. But you will not operate in fear. You will not be of your father, the devil. Really, you'll be in this world and everybody around you going nuts, taking 3 or 4 shots. And can't wait for next year to take another shot. I have family members, they so proud. Oh, I took the 3 shots and then the, what do you call the other thing? 2 shots and a what? Booster. 2 shots and a booster. And just proud about it. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. What you been doing? Oh, I went and took my shot. Like, I had the booster today. And then they get sick. They get sick with the virus. I'm like, what about the shot? They're so proud of the shot, and that's why they look down on others that don't take the shot. Because they feel all proud they took the shot. Or you cannot take the shot and feel all proud that you didn't take it. And you judge the one that took it rather than discerning it. You know what I'm saying? So in closing, you got to be all in with God. You got to be willing to let the ego completely die. It feels like you're thinking and dying. It's not you. It's that thing you've been identified with. If your wife want to leave, let her go. Bye. Really? I'm going to leave you. Okay. How soon can you leave? Don't leave your home. She'll tell you, you got to move. I'm saying, you move. You don't want to leave. You leave. In my house. Same thing with the wife. The husband want to leave? Bye. Don't be crying and carrying on. What you crying for? The man want to leave? Let him leave. You know what I mean? So you got to be all in or not. And you're going to see when you're all in with God, you're going to see how Satan play your mind. He makes you think about reputation. He makes you think about what others think of you. He makes you think about what you would get or lose. He makes you think about being alone and all that kind of crap, right? And you'll see it's not you. It's stuff you have identified with. All right? So you got to be all in or not. I highly recommend you get to know yourself, stay on that path, do this prayer, and watch. Watch the thoughts, but don't hold on to them. All right? And stay with it. I don't care if the whole world, if the whole world turned against Putin, I'm like, right on. And he's still doing his thing, blowing them up. He's still winning the war. And then they're like, Mr. President of Ukraine, Mr. Putin, help me. And to the UN, Mr. UN, y'all help me, y'all send some help. Do a no-fly zone. And the UN like, I ain't doing no, I want no war. Putin just laid back winning. And then he cut out the media so you don't know what's going on. And they're mad at Putin for preventing the media from reporting what's happening. They're doing the same thing here. Be a conservative and tell the truth. Don't you get knocked off YouTube right away? Be a white supremacist. Won't you get knocked off? They're doing the same thing in America, what they say Putin is doing over there with the media. Duh. Okay, you turn to me, y'all doing this. Oh, he cut off YouTube. They do the same thing here. A white man say something, they off. Just like that, in America. So if America can do it, why can't Putin do it? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm just saying, pay attention. Don't get caught up with the emotional crap. Pay attention. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to pray and watch. Get on that path and stay there. If everybody else fall away from it, because only a few will stay on the straight and narrow path, most people are going the wide road. All right?